The National Arts Festival continues to grow, both physically in Makhanda and virtually across the world, embodying the evolving landscape of arts and technology and reaffirming its position as a vital hub for cultural innovation and expression. Let's now cross back to Liezle, who will be chatting with the CEO, Monica Newton. A very good morning to you, Liz. Over to you.
Good morning. We continue with our live coverage here at Makhanda, of course, for the National Arts Festival that's taking place. And as you can see, the sun has slowly risen above the horizon. It's getting a little bit warmer as we continue with that program. Of course, we know the first program kicks off at around 8 a.m. this morning. So we're delving into those exhibitions, those workshops, and those performances that obviously are happening throughout this festival. It started on the 26th of June. It ends on the 6th of July. In fact, this morning we also go, looking at the different locations within the small town and the significance thereof as this, festival, as you alluded to, just continues to evolve and continue to incorporate multi-disciplines at large. And so as we keep this cultural, conversation alive, the community, the impact that this is also happening, but just also incorporating indigenous knowledge systems and language at large, we're really looking at what this means, for the creative economy of not only this town, but South Africa's landscape at large, where the best of the best often stem from. But we're going to be chatting to Monica Newton, who is the CEO of the National Arts Festival, to tell us a little bit more about that evolution. Monica, good morning. Thank you for joining us bright and early.
Good morning. It's a little chilly, but as you know, if it's not winter, it's not the National Arts Festival.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Exactly. And we've got our blankets, our hot chocolate, so all good. And obviously the spirit of this is what's keeping us all alive, because you're seeing this, the vibrancy and the potential just coming from the youth, that excitement over the years for you. Talk to us about that evolution as well. But just also the scenic view we have. I just think that context is so important. I'm saying PE is just ahead of us, East London behind me. You've got Hogs back there with some snow, as I mentioned earlier on. You couldn't see it in the dark, but it's covered in snow. All of this, adding to what that festival Go experience is going to be enjoying. So tell us a little bit more about, the scenic route, but then also the evolution.
Well, Makhanda is a very special place and has incredible educational institutions, has a very complicated but unbelievably interesting history, geography. We're surrounded by unbelievably interesting fauna and flora as well, fantastic game farms. The coast is really close by. So it's a nexus, and the festival, of course, is a major platform, a gathering where artists, audiences and everybody get together to celebrate the new, the exciting, the difficult, the different. And the National Arts Festival has always occupied that incredible space of meeting artists in their professional journey, introducing audiences to new voices. And for as long as we continue to do that, the National Arts Festival will remain relevant and a powerful force for change.
Yeah, we're looking at the conversations that are coming through and the themes that are being explored, the various artists that are also showcasing the impact this festival has had that served as a platform for them to propel into greater heights. If we also just looking at the shifting geopolitical landscape, the fourth industrial revolution, with the evolution of this festival, how digital technology has also been incorporated. Tell us a little bit more about those feats.
Sure. We've been working for a while, since 2020 actually. We did our first virtual festivals over the terrible pandemic years, and we've kept up a V-Fringe platform, so we can also invite work to join us virtually and invite audiences to join us virtually. But I think one of the interesting things about the Industrial Revolution, it changed the way people worked and saw the world. The digital revolution is doing something similar. And one of the things that is so complex in our world at the moment is artificial intelligence, yes, how it's impacting on artistic creation. And we are the antidote to the bot created work. Everything that you see here is genuine. Everything you see here is original. And that's something that we cling to, we're so proud of. And it's so important that artistry and their work continues to be human. and special and unique.
Yes, you cannot copy spirit and the power of connection. I mean, we've seen what that does for healing as well. And I mean, as you traverse the little town, the Green Market Square, the performances that happen bright and early, well into the evening, some of the jazz pieces as well that, is happening under the stars. I wonder how we incorporate the local community as well. I mean, we're looking at some of the initiatives. There was a recycling initiative that, we spoke about off record. Just tell us a little bit more about that inclusion and the impact it's had at large.
Well, one of the really great things about this year's program is that we have one of our local choirs, Kwantu Choir, performing with the Eastern Cape Philharmonic Orchestra in a piece called Credo. One of our local public artists, Mook Lion, has been doing some fantastic mural work across the city with us in a project called Nature is Louder since 2020. We're continuing to build on that, evolve on that. There's a little 2-kilometer tour through those murals. It's a really fantastic opportunity. But we've also been working on a much longer basis than just the festival with the local community of Makhanda through the Social Employment Fund project. We've had about 1,600 people working with us. The project's closing out now. We've been growing food gardens, we've been collecting and recycling waste, and there's a fantastic installation piece this year that really has created life-sized sculptures out of recycled waste. They are extraordinary.
Wow, and I mean, it's a conversation starter for what, that means, but also just the way we exist in relation to our environment, because land, language, culture, I mean, all of this is coming to the fore. And I wonder if you could talk to us a little bit more about the significance of that moniker, if we're looking at some of those themes that continue to pervade society, but also how they reflected in the performances on the program for this year's edition.
The most important thing that we do here at the festival is that because it's multidisciplinary, we enable expression in any art form. We also welcome multilingual works. So we are really a platform for artists to express themselves in the way that they choose, the language that they choose, and to tell stories that sometimes are not pretty, are complex, are difficult, because the arts is probably one of the safest ways that you can have difficult conversations about your world, invite people into your thinking without creating conflict. And it's something that this festival has done for decades, is present complicated and political work that has changed people's perspectives, that has shaped conversations, and we continue to do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, there's also food that's on offer. There's music. There's a plethora of artists. Last night we had the Literary Festival that kicked off with Unati, Dr. John Kanye. We had Dr. Jerry Mofokeng as well. What did you draw from that in terms of how that set the tone for the festival?
Well, we've always had a balance of presenting the work of well-known artists and new artists, enabling for the reinterpretation of older works as well. We're so proud to have The Island and Sizwe Banzi is Dead with us this year, presented by an exciting new director, and he's introduced new music. He's reinterpreting the work for a new generation, of course written by Athol Fugard, Dr. John Carney and Dr. Winston Shona. And one of the really amazing things that Dr. Carney is doing this year with us is some masterclasses. So again, giving back to his community and really enabling a conversation, a multi-generational conversation between one of our most important artistic icons.
I just need to wrap up. So as we envision the next 30 years of this festival and its impact, talk to us about what that looks like and what people should expect as the festival continues.
Well, we will continue to grow, we will continue to transform, and we will continue to be what we hope is the most extraordinary and relevant platform for the arts in South Africa.
All right, Monica Newton, CEO of the National Arts Festival, chatting to us about the impact this festival has had, of course, over the years, not only for the community, but for South Africa's cultural and creative landscape. Again, thank you to her for joining us at this hour. You can see the windows picking up a little bit. My hair's in my mouth, but it is not deterring us. We're going to continue to bring you all that live action. We're inviting you along, so do stay tuned, and perhaps you can let us know some of your thoughts, your own experiences, since you've attended the festival and what pops up for you. But we're going to continue to chat to more artists and look at some of those workshops and performances as the day and the festival continues. For now, it's back to you in studio. We'll see you in just a bit.
Indeed, we'll definitely see you a little later on, Liezle. Thank you so much for joining us. Liezle Wilson, in conversation with the CEO of the National Arts Festival, Monica Newton, really talking about the evolution of the festival and the incorporation of, the digital elements in the arts.